So white. So clean in here. I never saw so much white before. The floors are so shiny. Everything's so clean. Good night, Dr. Rossi.
Miss Cho, she been acting up again?
What do you mean, Doctor?
Well, you had to give her a sedative.
No. No, she just went to sleep. She even smiled at me. I think she's beginning to feel secure here. Doctor, was there something you wanted to talk to me about?
No, Miss Cho, I've changed my mind.
What do you mean you've changed your mind?
Well, look, I'm sorry, but she's asleep now.
Asleep in the middle of the afternoon? She can sleep at night. Wake her up.
Well, it's the first normal sleep she's had since she's got here.
Come on, Mike, what's going on anyway? You said you'd help me.
I know, and I will, but she's a frightened young girl, and she's a patient in this hospital, my patient.
Okay, she's your patient, but a little while ago you said you were willing to escort your patient to that cabin where she was found with Allison's bracelet, so that your patient might tell us something or remember something or show us anything that could help us find Allison.
Elliot, what you don't understand is ever since she came here, she was some kind of a wild animal. She's kicked, broken, screamed, smashed her way through everything here. All right, now she's calm. For the first time, she's calm.
Well, Mike, you'll have to forgive me for being a very selfish and single-minded and very concerned father. But the only thing that I'm interested in right now is finding Allison. Can you understand that?
Yeah, sure. Look, I'm not going to give you one of those long speeches about the responsibility of the doctor to the patient or anything. I know you too well for that, and you know me too well. But I want to tell you, it was like pulling teeth for me to leave that courtroom. I wanted to stay there and hear and see everything that went on. All right. I know how worried you are about Allison. But you're not going to get any information out of this girl by pressuring her. If she knows anything, it'll come out. But first, she's got to learn to trust me or you or someone. Now, look, come on, you're going to have to be a little patient about this.
Oh, yeah. I can learn to be a little patient, I guess. What do I tell Connie? That's what I want to know. What do I say to Connie? You should have seen her face when I told her about that girl. I said that once and for all, I was going to find out, today, exactly what that girl knew about Allison. And now I've got to go home and I've got to sell her on the dignity and the wisdom and the comfort of being patient.
Elliot, believe me, it's only going to be a day or two.
A day or two. Just a day or two.
Get it, would you please, Eli?
Okay, Connie.
Congratulations. What are you doing here?
Why don't you use your key instead of disturbing your guest?
Where is she?
In the kitchen. It's Elliot!
Just a token of my esteem, love, and gratitude for having delivered to me, rather to us, so handsome, so healthy, and so intelligent a son.
Well, it's very sweet of you.
Well, go and take them. They're yours.
To Matthew's handsome and intelligent and healthy father.
Well, thank you, sweetheart.
I wish you could see the expression on your face.
Who is that giggling old man?
I thought you knew him.
I know him.
Well, don't just stand there. Get some glasses.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, it's too bad Vaudeville's dead. You two could make a fortune.
Yeah, well, I guess we better drink this stuff before it fizzles, eh?
I'll put these flowers in water. I'll be right back.
Well, that's something.
Elliot, I think I'd better go home.
Oh, come on now, Dad. Don't give me that stuff. This is champagne. When it comes to champagne, you're like a sponge, you know.
I know, but I think I'd better go. You kiss Connie goodbye for me. And thanks for the comedy, you comedian.
Was that Eli?
Yes.
Why?
Well, he figured out that I was putting on my happy act. And the reason is that, well, it's not that there's bad news, Connie. It's just that there's no news. I practically dragged Mike Rossi out of that courtroom, and we were all set to take that girl to the cabin where she was found with Allison's bracelet. He suddenly decided it might be better if we waited a while. And I tried to talk him out of it, but, well, he was right, I guess.
So you didn't find out anything, huh?
I didn't even see the girl. All my iron will and determination just resulted in a big, fat zero. Oh, Connie, I know how disappointing it is for you, but actually there wasn't anything else I could do except to agree to be patient and wait.
That's why you brought me the champagne and the flowers.
Just the champagne. I was going to bring you the flowers anyway. You forgive me?
You did the best you could. I guess I've been putting on an act, too. You see, I got a terrible telephone call today.
Oh, no.
About Allison.
Somebody called and claimed he knew something about her.
The man who called was very sick.
I'm sorry.
I should have expected
Oh,
it.
just put it out of your mind. Just forget it.
I hoped you'd be in a good mood because you could reassure me that everything was going to be all right.
Darling, everything is going to be all right.
I know it's not fair to make...
Believe me, Connie, everything is going to be all right. Come on, tell me, what's going on with that fellow upstairs there, anyway?
He's asleep.
Oh, nuts, that's too bad.
Too bad. Why?
Because I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to tell him how important he is to us, how much we need him.
Let's both tell him. Maybe we can bring Matthew down for the celebration.
Well, I don't know if Matthew will enjoy the celebration, particularly if he's asleep.
Maybe the opening of the champagne cork will wake him up. You know, he's a lot funnier when he's awake. What is it?
It's Allison's room. I don't know, but the last few weeks, every time I go past it, it seems as if I walk into a stone wall. And I know I was the one that insisted that the room be closed up and went on and on about how you were hurting yourself, but...
I was hurting myself. Going through closets, opening and closing drawers. I was standing right in the middle of my feelings, and you were absolutely right to make me stop it.
Well, I'm not sure that I'm so absolutely right about that anymore. But what I am absolutely sure about is that this room is going to stay open from now on. We can't shut Allison out, Connie. It just isn't going to work, that's all. This is a living, breathing place. And it needs to have light in here. It needs sunlight and moonlight, and it needs sound. Sound from the street, and particularly sounds from the rest of this house.
You can't forget either, can you?
No, I can't. And I consider it as a measure of myself as a failure as a human being to have so often pretended to have forgotten, like a moment ago downstairs.
Oh, Elliot.
You know something? A long time ago, when I was a little boy, I remember trotting after my father down the wharf. And I remember seeing this fisherman. And he was feeding one of those huge sea turtles. Must have been 1.5 feet across. I was absolutely fascinated by it. I still remember my father saying, "Now, don't you go near it." Well, of course, I went near it, and the turtle snapped at me and scared the living life out of me. I must have cried for over an hour. And my father said, "Men don't cry, Elliot. Men don't cry." And now, 100 years later, I got news from my father. Men do cry.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
I want to see the girl.
Maybe a little bit later on when she's better, I can bring her here.
I want to go to the hospital now, today.
You expect me to go to Stephen and tell him not to put you on the stand?
If I have to go in that witness stand, Betty, it could be the end.